together and she cheated. It was a normal Thursday afternoon. I had just gotten home from work, showered, and was laying in bed next to my wife decompressing from the day. She had to work soon and she had to start getting ready. She got up from bed and went to our master bedroom. I go back to scrolling through TikTok and get a random number text me. Is this my name? I reply yes, and another question is this, my first and last name. I reply back yes. They reply back that they're sorry to regret to inform me but my wife had cheated on me and they had the text to prove it. He sent me screenshots of multiple texts where my wife is talking about how she had created a little monster because her now co-worker can't keep his hands off of her. She said that she would never sleep with a co-worker, especially one who was married, but oops, this is some random guy she is texting basically bragging about her affair. She ends up telling the guy she's texting that if they had lived closer, she would have considered giving him some. So of course I was devastated. We had been married for 9 years, together for 10. We had 3 wonderful kids together and had built up an entire life. I start breaking down and become an emotional mess. Once I finally catch my breath, I decided to confront her right then. I calmly ask her outside and confront her. She immediately denies it. I'm crazy, she would never do that. I tell her that I have the proof and that it's time to come clean. She has a certain look when you catch her in a big lie and she's wearing it like a left mask at this point. From the text I've got, there was one physical affair and the one next sent to the other guy. That was all that she admitted to, but I would rather have confessions that her admitting stuff to me. How many other affairs could there be that she's too ashamed to tell me about? I've always told myself, and have even told her, that infidelity was unforgivable, that I would kick her to the side of the road in a heartbeat. Now I'm in this situation, I find it so much more difficult than I could have imagined. She's my wife, and my vows meant something to me. If I knew that she was sincerely sorry and that it would never happen again, I'd forgive her. But now that trust is broken. I can't believe a word that she says. I told myself that I wouldn't make a decision until marriage counseling, but just because it's better for the kids and what my heart wants, reconciling may not be the best answer. How can someone who says that they love you go out and do something like this? She has done everything I've asked of her so far, but I don't know if that will ever be enough. Unlike her, I cannot throw away my spouse that easily. I've been very selective of who I've told in case I decide to stay with her. My family already dislikes her a little bit, and this would send them over the edge. But, okay, the same token, I feel like it's a big secret that I have to keep, and I should be able to yell it from my rooftop. I'm so confused and I have so many different emotions right now that I don't know what feeling is the right one to have. I'm writing this, I guess, to vent or to get advice. I know no one can or should make this decision for me, but I need all the help that I can get in sorting out these emotions as much as possible. Thanks in advance. Now for the top of comments. Unless she is truly open with you about what happened, do not work on reconciliation at all. Just work on a divorce. It shouldn't be up to you to have to fix this. She should have to do all the heavy lifting, and the first part of that is being honest. Without that, there is no point. She's admitted to everything I have proof for, but the things I don't know about, that's the issue. I can't trust her to say that there's nothing else that happened, but I do appreciate the kind words. My life seems to be one tragedy after another, so I'm afraid of just making this another casual tragedy for me. If she is only admitting to what you have proof to, then you are likely headed for a long road of trickle truth. Yep, she is likely withholding information because you don't have proof of anything else. It's Cheater's Playbook 101. Later on, if you find proof of other things, then she will then admit to that and say something like, I didn't tell you because I didn't want to hurt you more. If she won't come clean, it will be a longer suffering process for you. If you want to reconcile, perhaps give her one last chance to come clean. If she doesn't move on, sorry for you. First, hire an attorney and file for divorce. Have her served at work. When she gets home, implement the 180 and gray rock strategies on her. Have your kids' DNA tested to verify that they are in fact yours. Get an STD test and leave out the pamphlets for this. Let her know you are doing this. If any of them are not, you will divorce her and sue her for fraud. On the day that she's getting served, call her parents, thank them for letting you into their lives, and let them know you are getting a divorce due to her infidelity. Name the guy, and if multiple, say all their names. Call her siblings and let your family know. Build up a support group of friends and family. If you know who the coworker is, then send a singing telegram and have her served at the same time, singing about her affair with the coworker, naming the coworker. This way she becomes the office gossip. Next, you need to exercise, eat right, and drink plenty of water, get into some hobbies, and get some self-help books. Take care of your kids and take care of yourself. If she is begging and wants things to work out, do the following. Have your attorney drop a prenuptial agreement that if she cheats again, she will pay a specified sum over a specified period of time in alimony. She will remove and delete all social media apps and any for work. You control the passwords and usernames. None on her phone. She will install a key logger and tracker apps. She will come directly home from work, and she will not go with any of her friends and girls' nights out. This is until trust is rebuilt. Lastly, she needs to go to individual counseling to understand why she cheated on you. At some point, you should be invited in to discuss her progress and ensure she is dealing with her infidelity. Do not sway from any of this, OP. Regardless of whether you want to stay with her or not, do what I said here. Going to marriage counseling is a waste of time. If she is remorseful, she will want to do all this and not balk at it. OP, don't do any of this before you speak to your attorney. Judges hate these type of responses, and they make you look really bad. Here's my story. When I found out that my ex was cheating, I prepared to blow up her world. She started telling our friends that we were getting divorced because I cheated on her, was physically abusive, and gave her STDs. Everything that she said was a lie, and I had texts, emails, audio, and video recordings of her cheating, threatening to make up more lies if I didn't agree to her spousal support demands. My attorney recommended against me responding to anything because it would probably go against me later in court. She even threatened to hurt herself, cause bruises on her body, and then report to the police that I had beaten her if I didn't agree to give her the newer car and keep making payments. I gave everything to my attorney, and he told me to ignore it but keep the messages on my phone if she went through with her threat. I hated the wait. Everyone believed what she said, since I was not responding publicly. Most of her friends turned their backs on me. At the hearing, she spouted out her lies while we presented her evidence. The judge took the case under advisement. I didn't understand what that meant, and my attorney told me he had never heard of a judge actually deciding on not making an immediate ruling, but was going to study everything presented and provide a written decision when he was ready. 2 weeks later, my attorney called me and told me to blow up her world. Everything, and I mean absolutely everything, went my way. I told everybody, even the paper boy. She told everyone all her lies, and in one message she sent to me threatened to contact the police and tell them that I called her to the house, raped multiple times, beat her, and wouldn't let her leave. I showed that along with all the other videos of her cheating, videos of her assaulting me, all the audio and video recordings, emails, texts, and her communication to her family, her friends, our friends, her work, because she told them I might try to kill her, so their security tackled me in a hallway because they thought I was a legitimate threat, and my work because of the problems she caused there. Our friends all dumped her, but I never associated with them again because they were never really my friends. By following her social media, I learned that she had lost her job, lost her friends, had been kicked out of her parents' house. Her sisters wouldn't let her stay with them and was living in her car. A few weeks after I blew up her world, I was at home drinking beer, smoking my cigars, and really enjoying life. I was thinking about tossing a steak on the BBQ for dinner when I heard a knock on the door. Her entire family, her mother, father, and both sisters were at my door, wanting to speak to me. I was concerned because her father, who was constantly calling and threatening me, showed up at my work and was waiting for me in the parking lot. They all profusely apologized about what they had done and said because of her lies. Her father told me that when they had learned how they had all been manipulated and lied to, he kicked her out of his home and basically disowned her. Her sisters, both married, told me they refused to let her stay at their house, even temporarily. I asked them if they wanted to stay for dinner, as I had plenty of steaks, and they accepted. This was one of the best times I had ever had with her entire family. At some time, I checked my phone and found I missed a text from my ex. She was complaining about how I turned everyone against her, that she got fired, no one would help her, talk to her, and now I was stealing her family. I ruined her life and she didn't know what to do. I went back to the backyard, gave both sisters another beer, sat with her dad, and finished my cigar. My life had never been better. Story 2. Am I the a-hole for not helping my sister with her sick kids while she took her husband to the ER? My sister, 30 female, and her husband have 5 kids. I, 22 female, am very child-free. I don't like being around kids at all. It sparks no joy. So I have virtually no relationship with my nieces and nephew. This is my choice, and I'm happy with it. My sister and her whole household have the coronavirus, which makes you shit and puke for like a week straight. All 7 of them have it. Her husband was so immensely dehydrated that he needed to go to the ER. She asked me to come watch their 5 kids while she takes him. I told her no, and suggested that she call an ambulance or her mother-in-law to take him while she stays home with her kids. I feel like those are really feasible options. She said that she doesn't want to bother mother-in-law and they can't afford an ambulance. So I asked why she's okay with burdening me to watch 5 sick kids, but asking mother-in-law to drive him is too much. She said that she was sick too and needed a break. I hung up and moved on with my day. Our mom, who lives across the country, called me to chew me out for not watching my sister's kids. I feel like it's such an unreasonable request. I've never even babysat one child or even changed a diaper. How would I manage 5 sick kids, 3 of which are still in diapers? Sister's mother-in-law ended up taking her son to the ER, and my sister has been whining to anyone who will listen about how much I suck. I don't even have a relationship with her anymore since she had kids, and she wouldn't even help me move into my college dorm. I feel like it's unreasonable for her to accept help from me when she won't even do much smaller favors in return. Am I the a-hole for not watching my sister's kids? Now for the advices. Not the a-hole. I cannot believe that people in these comments are saying that you are when you've never even changed a freaking diaper for a person you don't talk to much. Also, who the hell wants to catch that when there's an entire mother-in-law who actually speaks to these people? People in these comments are why I refuse to watch kids and don't even have my own. The fear of others being entitled to my time, health, and comfort zone is real in this day and age. Watching sick kids you don't know would be an absolute nightmare for everyone involved. Considering Norwalk is very contagious, so there's a good chance she would have gotten sick as well. That's what I've been thinking the entire time reading this. They don't even care if OP catches this, which they absolutely will if they were to watch them. Just because OP might be the only family member within close range from the sister doesn't mean that they're obligated to watch the kids whenever necessary, especially when they're openly saying, hey, I never changed a diaper and I don't like kids. Read a room. Not the a-hole OP, but your sister and mom are. That's all for today. If you're enjoying this story, please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you.